My van's broke down again. About 5 miles away from my lockup. All my tools are in my lockup, so not much of a drama, except the car that's parked in front of my lockup, my car, that's broke down too. How's your day going? Now, the last time I come to my lockup, I had to push this car out of the way. So when this company got in touch with me and offered me a jump pack, I jumped at the opportunity to give this jump pack a trial and a bit of a review as well. I was actually thinking of buying one when they sent me the email. So yeah, that's why I agreed to do a review of this product. So let's take a little look. As you can see, it comes with a lovely case. Now, I've seen these in the past and they are tiny. They're tiny little things. You think, how can one of those tiny little battery packs possibly jumpstart a car? So I've been a bit optimistic, but this one's quite sizable. So I've got faith. Now, I haven't read how to use it. I've charged it up. I've pre-charged it. Like any product that contains a rechargeable battery, before you use it for the first time, it's always a good idea to make sure you charge it first. So that's pretty much all I've done. I've charged it up using, and this is the real thing, I do like this idea, you can charge it using a USB socket. Imagine this, right? Think about this. A little USB charge socket, I think it's 5.5 volts, is going to jump start this car. That's just mind blowing, right? So give me a minute, because I haven't read the instructions yet. I don't want to mess this up. Bear with. Right, so I've read the instructions and it seems quite straightforward really. You just attach it and press a few buttons and it does a countdown and then you start your engine. So let's just try that right now. Right, so I've wedged you in my door pocket. My battery's under here, but before I do anything, I'll just show you that this battery is flat. There you go. That's not starting, right? Just for those skeptics out there. Me being one of them, whether or not this is actually going to work. Right, so according to the instructions, I need to plug this in. Look at the thickness of these cables. Right. Now, I've always been of the theory you only get out what you put in. Right? You only get out of something what you put into it. So how can this tiny little USB port transfer to these great big jump leads? It just goes all beyond all logic. Right, so according to this instructions, we connect these cables up. Make sure we get them round the right way, Mel. The sprinters are not sprinters, it's an A-class. Hang on, let's get my head down here. I think that's the negative. That's the positive. Right, so it should start automatically. It says charging. See, I don't know, you won't be able to see it 'cause it's a tiny little writing on it. It is quite small, the writing. It's got this tiny little screen. Now I've connected it up. I've got to press a button, I think. Attach the boost clamps. When the buzzer sounds for 5 seconds, the charging automatically begins and sound again when fully charged. Alright, so I've got to press the button. It now says getting ready and it's counting down. Discharging. Press the power jump start button. The jump starter will begin discharge countdown for 10 seconds. Get into the vehicle. Oh, right. No, that didn't work. It says finished. Let's try that again. Getting ready. I think you're supposed to crank it whilst it's beeping. I messed that up. Right, now. There you go, it works. How that works, I have no idea. Now apparently if I unplug it after 45 seconds it should turn itself off. That's incredible, isn't it? Isn't that incredible? Right, let's get this car out of the way, get my tools out, my lock up, so I can get back to my van and fix my van. Now it's saying on here that it needs charging, so yeah, maybe you have to charge it every time after each use. But that's not a problem, because they thought of everything. It's got a little, not only has it got USB charging lead, it's got a 12 volt charge lead as well. According to the box, I'm going to put this to the test, right? Charging time with 12 volts is 3 minutes. So I've got my engine running, obviously to charge the battery in the car. And whilst I'm waiting for the car battery to charge itself, I'll simply plug this back in like that. Yep, it says it's charging. Hang on, let me see if I can show you this. Yeah, look, it says charging on the screen, and I've just put my wipers on. It says 60, it's going up pretty quick. So it's saying 3 minutes, and this should be fully charged again and ready for the next use. So we can put it away, ready for the next time. Right, let's see how it goes. Whilst that's charging, I'm going to get the tools I need out of my lockup. Well, I've got to say, that's incredible. In the time it took me to open those doors, put the toolbox in the boot of my car, this has charged itself. It's actually charged itself fully. Well, it's up to 98%. And it says jump start ready. So, yeah, fantastic. There you go. So that's Autowit Supercap 2 Jumpstarter. Really appreciate them sending me this product, and as a thank you I will put a link in the description of this video where you can buy one of these. They do a whole selection of these. It's not just this one, they do actually do quite a few different variations, and I'm sure they're all just as good as this one. Now the big question is, would I have been happy if I'd brought this? Yes, I would. I'd be really happy with this. After all, it does what it's supposed to do, and I'm absolutely amazed that you can jump start your car using a product that charges from your USB socket. And as you know, I've got plenty of USB sockets in my van, so this will definitely be coming with me wherever I go. Right, talking about my van, I've got to go fix it now. Right, so let's get going, go fix my van. Man, it's cold. This is the side of my engine. As you can see, there's quite a big piece missing. Yep, it's in bits again. Let's go inside the van where it's a little bit warmer, and I'll show you what's missing and why. Allow me to introduce you to my inlet manifold. This manifold is basically where air passes through into my engine. Compressed air from my turbo goes up that hole, and then is forced out through these ports into the engine where it's mixed with diesel, it's compressed, it explodes and gives me power. Now the problem lies in the fact that this is metal and plastic, because the compressed air from my turbo goes up there and it has to go through the metal part, through the dreaded EGR valve, out these holes. But here's the problem, this plastic part has lost its shape over years. Remember, this is 14 years old, it's done 150,000 miles almost, and where the plastic is continuously heated up and it shrinks, heats, shrinks, basically it's lost its shape. This part here, instead of being a perfect oval shape, it's kind of, I can feel it with my fingers. I can actually feel it. It kind of goes around and dips in and out again. It's lost its shape. So this O-ring, hang on, I'll show you the O-ring. This O-ring that seals it to the metal part doesn't seal because there's nothing to hold it out. It is literally just a wedge fit. That's all that stops it from leaking. And my turbo boosts over 30 psi, and this little tiny O-ring is supposed to hold all that pressure in. Well, it doesn't, and I know it doesn't, because on the inside of this manifold it's clear to see where it's been blowing out over time. It's built up like this sludge around the outside of I don't know, black nasty stuff has kind of built up in that area, so I know it's definitely blowing. And the first time this went, the O-ring was actually right out of this groove. It had come right out of this groove. So here's my plan. My plan is to put an oversized O-ring in there, same diameter but a thicker girth. So it's a thicker girth, it'll wedge in nice and tight and stop it from blowing out. Well, that was my original plan. I've actually ordered an O-ring kit to make an O-ring seal, but then I thought maybe I should do it properly. Maybe I should just phone Mercedes and get a brand new manifold. Brand new manifold, £700. Well, thereabouts. Not a lot of change out of 700 quid. So I thought, well, that's a no-go. So I googled the part numbers, and this is what I found. Another manifold. But this one comes off of a van the same year as my van, but it's only done 65,000 miles. And you can tell the difference. It is remarkable. Look how clean this is compared to my grotty old one. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be fitting a second-hand manifold. I'm not even going to take this apart to check that seal, so I can see. Well, take a look at that. You can see how clean it is. So there's no way that's leaking. I will be changing these gaskets. I'll be putting new gaskets in there, a new gasket there, fitting this. Hopefully, fingers crossed, that's going to cure my problem. Yeah, I was so lucky to find this on eBay. Really lucky. Total cost, I think, £65. Absolute bargain. But the ironic thing is, this actually comes from Westbury, where I broke down, where the gasket blew. So that's ironic, isn't it? Right, I'm making it all dirty with my dirty gloves. So let's go fit this and see if it works. Can you tell I'm excited? Oh, look at that now. Looks a lot different now I've got my manifold back in place. It did take a little bit longer than half an hour. About an hour and a half actually. It was a bit fiddly. All these pipes and everything had to go back in the right place. Now, one thing I did do before I put the manifold back on, you can see these marks where I put S and L. This is for short bolts and long bolts. I marked where the short bolts and the long bolts go, and I'm so glad I did. But there you go, it's literally just starting to rain now, just as I'm speaking. So I think I timed that pretty good. All I've got to do now is put my airbox back on, there, and we're good to go. Now, originally this engine did have a cover on it. There was a big plastic cover that goes over here, and it's all insulated. I think it just makes the engine a lot quieter. But I've took that cover off when I'd done my fuel leaks. I had fuel leaks on the top, and I'm going to leave that cover off. I'm not going to put that cover back on because I want to be able to keep an eye on all these pipes and all these wires and that, because that cover covers everything. So yeah, I'm a bit reluctant to put the cover back on. That way I can see what's going on. I can keep an eye on everything, and it helps keep the engine cool as well. So right now it started raining. I'm going to quickly put the airboxes all back on and see if she starts. Take it for a test drive maybe. Yeah, it would be a bad idea, would it? Take for a test drive. Right, let's get the airboxes back on. Right, let's see if Proud Mary still goes. Wait for the glow plug light. I'll give it 2 actually. There we go. Little bit of smoke. Actually quite a lot of smoke, but that's to be expected because water has gone where it shouldn't go. My God, if you could see how much smoke's coming out the back. Gone. Don't there. I literally can't see what's behind me now, there's so much smoke. It's not smoke, it's steam, I think. I hope. Let's take it up the road. It sounds a little bit different. I can hear some funny sounds going on. That smoke's clearing up already. Well, there you go. Well, maybe not. It's a little bit smoky. I'm sure that will clear. Smells like water. Oh, maybe not then. There's a lot of steam coming out of the engine, and I can smell it's like antifreeze, so yeah, I've definitely got a water leak somewhere. Right, that didn't go to plan. So now I need to fix a water leak. Well, I'm pleased to report the smoke has disappeared. Thank goodness. Just needed a bit of run. I think when I took the manifold off, water had gone inside the inlet manifold at the bottom where the turbo pipe comes up. Anyway, water had got in where it shouldn't get, and that was just, the engine's just blowing it out now. It's fine now, there's no water, no smoke. It's pucker. So there you go, my van is fixed. Proud Mary is rolling again. So there you are. If you like this video, please do give me the thumbs up, and don't forget, if you're new to my channel, please do consider subscribing. And by subscribing to my channel, you help me feed a cat, and I've got two, and they're both hungry. Thanks for watching, ta-ra for now.